What's up, guys and girls? I'm here today with a Apex Legends settings video. I've had a few people ask me what settings I play on, so I'm going to go over it with y'all. Going to go ahead and pull up the gameplay settings. So interactive prompt styles I have set to default, button hints on, just because sometimes you forget. Crosshair damage feedback is always going to be the X with a shield icon. Damage numbers, stacking, that's just a preference. Ping, opacity, obituaries, that's what you want to do. It doesn't matter, I have mine on. I like to see how many people are getting killed and stuff like that. Incoming damage feedback is 3D. A lot of people set it to the 2D and 3D. I just feel like there's a lot going on with the screen when that's happening, so I just leave it on that. Obviously, I'm not a streamer, so I leave streaming mode off. Usage sharing is enabled. I like to help these guys get information based off our gameplays, so any bugs or anything like that we encounter, it sends it to the companies to work on. These are all just, obviously if you're colorblind, accessible chat features and your incoming voice chat to text. The next settings I'm going to go over, there's a controller. We'll get to the button layouts here in a minute. My stick layout is default. Interact reload, I prefer tap. It's, sometimes you let go of that square and you stop doing whatever you're doing, so always have that to tap. Crouch button, I have it to toggle. It can go either way, but it's a lot easier for me to click twice than it is to hold, do all that. My aim button is hold, obviously. My sensitivity is very high, it's a 5, which I honestly don't consider very high. Aim down sights is also high, it's a 4. Response curve is steady. I've never actually seen this in a video game, so that's actually a pretty cool setting. Just go in and play with that. I prefer the steady. It's more like the regular games that you play, and they do have ones that are make your reticle move a little quicker for certain things, but I prefer it on steady. Look dead zone is small. Movement dead zone is small. Inverted look off. And vibration is always off. My controller I actually got with the vibrations out of it. So here we're going to go over to the controller presets. Now before I get into the what's actually going on with the different presets here, I'm going to say that I actually have my left and right bumpers switched with my left and right triggers. That comes from the days of COD and before having controllers that had rapid fire and things like that. So it's a lot quicker to pull down a bumper than it is to have the full squeeze of a trigger. Now, I do have an aim controller now, which I will be going over some of those things with you as well. So the preset I chose is the button pusher, and basically all that does is switch your crouch to your right analog stick and your melee to your circle. I don't know how much Apex y'all are playing, but there isn't a whole lot of meleeing in my opinion, and when you do, it's just to troll and things like that. But the crouch you use constantly. When you're running, you can slide and do all that, and it's easier if you can slide and move around with your right analog stick still. So, let's go over to the audio. Now, see that my lobby music volume is all the way down. That's because they do have, Apex does have copyrighted music on their intros, so I turn that all the way down. In game, I have the master volume all the way up. Sound effects volume I also keep relatively high. Dialogue volume, which is not all that important, but with Apex's ping system, it is pretty cool to hear people talking and telling you where stuff is. And the music volume I have relatively low. Here's another convert incoming voice to chat text. If that's something you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. Especially if you don't have a headset or you don't want to bother with it. I don't know why you would do that, but So real quick, I'm going to go over a couple things. So I'm playing on the PlayStation 4, and I do have a aim controller. So you can see on my aim controller that I actually have paddles on the back. This specific aim controller actually came with 4 paddles, but when I was playing Fortnite, I found the upper 2 to get in my way more than they helped. So the mapping on these is fairly simple. All you have to do is hold your pad down until it flashes, you pick your button, and then you pick the pad you want to use. So on mine, my left is my jump. The left pad has been mapped to X, and then my right pad has actually been mapped to my right directional button. And I did that, this button, my right directional, did that for the sole purpose of changing quickly to my grenades and arc stars and other explosive weapons. So instead of having to take my finger off one of my D-pad or my directional pad or my analog sticks, I can just press that button. It swaps to my explosives. Aim controller, they're very good controllers. I have not had a single issue with my aim controller. They actually have, I don't know if you can hear this, but I mean, they're fast clicks. There's no trigger pull, there's no time. So as soon as you press that button, you're getting a response. And like I said, this one actually has 4. You can actually, I don't know if you can see the buttons in there or not, but it's fairly simple to use. Much cheaper than a SCUF. Now, I do have a SCUF controller. Actually had issues with the one of the paddles breaking on it, and it is a pain to send off and get back. Alright, so that's going to be all for today's video. I will put links to Aimcontroller. Also special thanks to Bensound for providing the background music for today's video. There's also a link for that in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that little bell. It's Revan's Prophet. Peace out, guys.